Life keeps handing us a weird lesson. The harder we try to steer every outcome, the more worn out we feel. We map each tiny step, convinced that extra effort and a tighter grip will finally make things click. But what if the opposite works? The second you quit forcing, quit clinging, and begin to trust, life starts moving on its own. This isn't quitting. It's knowing where your real strength lives. The Stoics cracked this code ages ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote about welcoming what arrives naturally instead of burning energy to fight reality. He saw that wrestling with things outside our hands only creates pain. The only fight that matters is inside. Training your focus on what you can shape and releasing the rest. And that's what we're unpacking today. A mental pivot that can reshape how you see success, love, and your own calm. Because if you're always tense, like nothing lands no matter what you do, there's a reason. You may be gripping too hard on what was never yours to steer. This isn't another motivation pep talk. It's deeper. How to walk through days with quiet certainty instead of worry. Peace comes when you stop wrestling life. And if you stay to the end, you'll leave with a new way to get what matters without chasing it breathlessly. Before we jump in, one quick free favor. If this helps, tap subscribe for Soulify. It takes a second and it gets this to someone who needs it. Let's begin. Number 1. Unhook from the result. We burn so much time fixating on outcomes, waiting for the call, hoping the person stays, stressing if our work will matter. We tell ourselves that a bit more pressure will bend things our way. What actually happens? The tighter we clutch one result, the more restless we get. The work stops feeling good and our mood hinges on what we can't fully run. That's the trap. The Stoics saw it clearly. Epictetus taught that we don't suffer from events but from our grip on how events should go. He said, don't demand that things happen as you wish. Wish that they happen as they do, and you'll be calm. Put your energy into the process. Put it into your habits, your discipline, your attention. Release the rest. Picture a painter at a canvas. If they obsess over each stroke, afraid of judgment, they never enter flow. But when they drop the finish line and sink into painting itself, something shifts. They vanish into the moment. The work gets easy, and oddly, that's when it turns great. This applies to work, love, growth. When you stop forcing how it must end, you get freedom to enjoy the road. This shows up in relationships too. Ever watch someone try too hard to impress? The vibe feels hungry, strained, and it repels. But someone at ease, not fixated on one outcome, pulls people in. Why? No fear is driving. They trust what belongs will arrive. That's detachment. Now success. Many think if a goal isn't hit by a set date, they've failed. Life is a checklist. Degree by this age, salary by that number, marriage status. Miss the mark and doubt floods in. But success bends. It loops, stalls, and surprises you. If you chain yourself to one version, you might walk past a better one life is offering. Ask yourself now, what am I clutching too hard? What outcome is making me tense? Picture releasing it, not quitting, but trusting you'll be fine either way. Letting go isn't careless, it's fearless. That's detachment. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means your peace doesn't depend on a single script. How do you live this? First, repeat daily that outcomes aren't yours to run. Your effort, your standards, your focus are. Second, swap I need this with I trust whatever comes will grow me. Third, return to now. The more you live here, the less the future owns you. Number 2, own your mindset. Life throws punches. Some days flow, some days feel stacked against you. The split between those who break and those who rise isn't fortune, it's mindset. How you think shapes how you live. If you don't steer your mind, it will steer you. You can't run the economy, other people's choices, or sudden walls. But you can run your reply. That's real power. When you move from reacting to responding, everything flips. William James, the father of modern psychology, said the greatest tool against stress is choosing one thought over another. The Stoics agreed. You don't have to believe every thought. You don't have to let every rough minute define you. You can train to reframe, to step back and widen the lens. Example, tough stretch at work, mistakes pile up. Boss hovers. You could think, I'm bad at this, I'll never improve. That's a fixed box and it locks you in doubt. Or you say, I'm learning. Each miss teaches. This pressure is sharpening me. That's growth. It turns weight into muscle. The Stoics saw every problem as a rep for virtue, patience, grit, wisdom. Seneca said difficulties train the mind like labor trains the body. Every setback is gym time for your character. No push, no strength. Same for you, head. But let's be real. Mastering mindset isn't overnight. It's daily reps. Start here. Watch your self-talk. Are you feeding fear and noise, or training to spot openings, to reframe, to stay steady when things blur? Your mind is a field. Plant fear and fear grows. Plant clarity, strength, calm, and those grow. Another rep, stay present. Most stress is past loops or future movies. Only now is touchable. When panic hits, ask, what one step moves me forward right now? That question pulls you back to what matters. Number 3, trust right timing. Patience is hard, especially when the goal matters. You did the work, showed up, and still nothing shifts. Frustrating, right? The world sells speed. No instant result means you messed up. Truth is, life has its own clock. Rushing it often backfires. The Stoics knew this. Epictetus said, no great thing appears suddenly. Think. Anything solid, wisdom, strength, craft needs time. You can't yank a sapling taller. You can't force life to deliver before you're ready. There's an order. When you trust that order, stress drops. Picture a young creator chasing a name. They pour in hours, no applause yet. 2 paths. Get bitter and quit, or trust each piece is building them, unseen. Those who trust keep going and land where they belong. We live in instant mode. Fast meals, fast answers, fast wins. We learn that slow equals wrong, but key things need slow: love, growth, mastery. Socrates said, to do is to be. Growth lives in the doing, not just the finish. If you only watch the clock, you miss who you're becoming. But how do you stay patient when it feels stalled? The Stoics say aim at what's yours. You don't run timing, you run actions. Keep showing up, keep building, keep growing. Trust that if it's for you, it arrives. Not early, not late. Stoicism's big lesson is acceptance. Marcus wrote, accept what fate binds you to and love the people fate brings. Instead of shoving against timing, lean into it. If it's slow, maybe you're still becoming the person who can hold it. Number 4, act from purpose, not panic. Notice this. When you chase frantically, it runs. Job, person, win. The needier the energy, the faster it slips. It's like life feels panic and steps back. But with calm purpose, things align. There's a gap between chasing and drawing in. The Stoics got it. Epictetus said, first decide who you will be, then do what you must. Know your why before your how. Desperate action is fear. Fear of missing out, of failing, of not being enough. Purposeful action is clear and steady. When you know your values, your moves get clean. 2 job hunters. One is frantic. Applies everywhere, even roles they hate. Each no feels like doom. Energy is scattered. The other is focused. Knows strengths, writes real applications, preps without obsession. Who gets hired? The calm, strategic one, not the one ruled by fear. Same in love. Desperation repels, self-respect attracts. People lean toward those secure in themselves, not those grabbing for proof. Aristotle called it eudaimonia, living with purpose. Real happiness isn't chasing externals, it's aligning acts with values. The Stoics taught the same. Move with wisdom, integrity, purpose. Let results handle themselves. With intention, choices improve. You stop wasting hours on paths that don't fit. Think beginner versus master at chess. Beginner reacts, shaky moves. Master sees the board, plays with patience. Life is similar. React from fear and you add chaos. Step back, choose with clarity, and you get closer to the life you want. Shift from panic to purpose. How? First, clarify your why. Am I doing this because I want it or because I fear not having it? Second, slow down. Panic rushes, purpose waits, reflect before you leap. Third, trust yourself. You don't need to force what fits. When you align, doors open. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most panic is a movie in your head. You're stronger than that script. Move with purpose, stand tall, and watch life meet you halfway. Number 5, release control. Ever feel tired from steering everything? You plan, push, predict, and life still swerves. It's maddening. You try to shape people, lock outcomes, map every turn, and end up more stressed, less in charge. The tighter the grip, the faster things slide. Paradox: when you release, life works with you. The Stoics lived this. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal. You win it by dropping what isn't yours to run." Real freedom isn't running the world, it's dropping the need to. The more you try to manage opinions, futures, past, the more drained you get. Shift to what's yours. Thoughts, acts, replies. Power returns. Take relationships. Try to change someone. Want them softer, more present, more like your picture. No matter your effort, they stay them. People aren't ours to edit. We can speak, set lines, choose who stays. We can't force change. Drop the need and frustration fades. Connections breathe. Same with goals. Many think more push equals faster wins, but effort and control aren't twins. Work hard, yes. Obsess over details, timing, and fear failure, and you build resistance. Seneca said, "Fate leads the willing and drags the reluctant." Fight the current and you struggle. Trust the flow and focus on your oar and things ease. Interview example. You prep, study, rehearse, then you spiral. What if they ask X? What if I freeze? Now you walk in tight, shaky, second-guessing. That need for control hurts you. Breathe, trust the prep, release the outcome. You enter present, loose, and far more likely to win. How to practice letting go. First, sort what's yours and what isn't. Stoics called it the dichotomy of control. Spending energy on the uncontrollable burns you out. Second, practice acceptance. Plans bend. That isn't wrong. Detours can be better routes. Third, build trust in yourself. You can handle what comes, even if it's not the script. Number 6, carry abundance energy. Notice how some people seem to draw wins, chances, joy without strain? Not secret luck. Mindset. How they think, stand, and see the world builds a reality where good things flow. Others stare at lack and struggle no matter the grind. It's not chance, it's energy. The Stoics saw it early before science backed it. Epictetus said, "Wealth isn't many things, it's few wants." True abundance isn't hoarding, it's seeing you already have enough to live well. Drop scarcity, the belief you're always behind, and space opens for more. Two people enter a room. One sees lack, compares, feels late, believes wins are rare, energy is heavy, words doubt, doors close. The other believes they have enough. Skill, time, shots ahead. They connect, speak easy, leave with options. Same room, different energy. One lived scarcity, one lived abundance. Not just money, love, time, chance. Believe there's never enough and your brain hunts proof. Shift focus and you spot kindness, openings, gifts already here. William James said, "Humans change life by changing attitudes." If you rehearse lack, your brain serves lack. Train it to see plenty, practice thanks, trust life, and your world shifts. What you feed grows. Two musicians. One fears a crowded field, sees no room, hears no in every rejection, plays safe, hides, misses breaks. The other sees abundance. Rejection means redirect. Challenges are reps. They risk, meet people, find their lane, not luck, energy. How to live abundance. Start with thanks. Note what's here, not what's missing. Appreciation multiplies. Next, move like you have enough. Walk with calm certainty. Chances are everywhere. Finally, unclasp. Trust that what's yours arrives through alignment, not force. Number 7, move in alignment, then release. Caught yourself grinding on a goal, pushing harder, yet spinning? You check every box, still results lag. We're taught effort is everything. Truth, there's aligned action and there's frantic action. Sometimes progress means knowing when to act and when to step back. Seneca said, "Effort and patience beat force and worry." We praise the grind, like nonstop push guarantees results. Real wins aren't blind hustle. They're right steps, open eyes, then space for life to answer. Forcing makes friction, like yanking a knot tighter. Sleep example, you can't force sleep. The more you try, the more awake you get. Relax, trust it, and it comes. Same with wins, love, growth. Act, yes, then trust. Farmer metaphor. Prep soil, plant, water, light. Then they don't dig up seeds daily demanding growth. They trust time, mess with it, and you break it. Life matches. Do your part, then let it develop. Relationships again. Someone tries too hard. Texts flood, reassurance needed hourly. Energy feels heavy. Then there's the calm person. Shows care, gives room. They draw people in, no forcing. That's aligned action plus release. You make space for flow. Career too. Hustling, forcing every door, nothing moves. Panic won't open it. What if you trusted your craft? Focus on excellence, real ties, and let the right doors swing when ready. Not passive, not controlling every outcome. Smart, steady action, then trust. Marcus wrote, "Do what you must and let what happens happen." That's alignment. Run your effort, discipline, mind. Don't obsess the score. Plans bend. Resist that, and you stress. Daily practice. 1. Name the goal. Take steps. Learn, train, build. 2. Drop the clock. Timing isn't yours. 3. Trust your resilience. Even off script, you adapt, grow, find new lanes. Life isn't about running every result. It's about running yourself. Shift from chasing to aligning, from forcing to flowing, and things start landing. The Stoics lived this long ago. Now it's yours. Breathe, trust the road, and remember, real strength is inside. If this hit home, there's another video on screen that goes deeper into Stoic tools. Tap it and keep learning. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe for Soulify so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for being here with Soulify. See you in the next one. Hey, hey, hey!